There can be no climate justice without racial justice.
Time's up.
Women deserve to have ideas put in.
Time's up.
Women are undervalued in areas such
Time's up.
Just being ignored.
Time's up.
With some ideas we can help use
Time's up.
the important issue in women.
Time's up.
I think everybody
one
deserves
cares.
a chance to.
We're running out of time.
Hello, we're presenting St. Mum's Academy to support the safety of women in our community.
Like many other cities, women in Glasgow are constantly put at risk due to the lack of safety in our community.
A young woman shared her story, saying she fears women's safety due to the lack of taxi drivers, which led to her harassment in a dark alley.
Which leads us on to our solutions. Increasing streetlights will improve women's safety walking at night.
Secondly, bus stops closer to homes to shorten walking distance. And lastly, transport stops with flights and cabins.
On behalf of St. Mum's Academy, thank you for listening.
Less than 17% of the articles on Wikipedia are dedicated to women. The aim is to make sure that women scientists are not forgotten.
In the US, 18% of data science jobs are held by women, meaning 82% are held by men. Biased data can often harm the interests of women and girls. For example, the male body was used on crash test dummies. This is thought to be reason women injuries in car crashes are worse than men.
Eunice Footy is the mother of climate change and global warming. Footy discovered that the highest effort of sun rays are found in carbonic acid and gas. Footy stated that women should have equality in all professions.
Climate change affects everybody, especially women in developing countries, and we have to speak up about this.
As women, we will make an impact on decisions and solutions, and we will not be overlooked anymore.
There is a lack of women activists being represented on platforms, and we must break this up.
Women have had less opportunity on recording history compared to men, but we will take charge of writing our future.
As women, we must stand up, be heard, and make a change. It is never to save the planet we call home.
Research thoughtful, inclusive urban design and how to make streets safer in Glasgow for women.
We research the quality action plan for cities and the cities that are female friendly.
We researched some statistics which show us how unsafe women feel on public transport.
Researched how we can make Glasgow a women friendly city while still being sustainable.
How can our cities be safe for women and girls?
Around 49% of women feel unsafe walking alone at night.
What can we do? Education, let's tell the world how we feel. Well-lit pathways so women feel more visible. Create safe spaces for women. Provide more public toilets.
It's time for change.
Hashtag Future Changemakers!
Scientifically, women are more likely to suffer death or injury from extreme weather, poor mental health, partner violence and food insecurity following extreme weather events.
Most of the chemicals used for period products are not safe for women's health and are extremely damaging to the environment. If not recycled, they end up in the ocean.
Traffic-related air pollution increases a pregnant woman's risk for dangerous changes in blood pressure, known as hypertensive disorders of pregnancy. Hypertensive disorders of pregnancy complicate more than 10% of pregnancies worldwide.
The reason why we need more women in STEM roles is because of the lack of diversity and perspective in the field.
We can introduce more women by breaking down gender stereotypes and introducing STEM opportunities.
An important woman in STEM was Eunice Foote, who discovered the impact of CO2 on the planet's temperature.
Dr. Duna Meadow was the scientist who discovered the first human coronavirus. This has helped to develop vaccines.
Research must include men and women so the findings are inclusive.
If research is focused on men, women will be negatively affected.
Therefore, it has to include both perspectives to ensure research applies to all.
Hey, have you heard of the Women in Sustainable Development Goals?
No, I haven't.
Well, women are excluded from a lot of important world decisions, especially ones that impact climate change.
We're Holyrood and we're going to go into more detail about it. Here are some of the data that we've been looking at, and here are some of the main key points.
A fourth of young women ages between 15 to 24 won't be able to finish primary school due to discrimination and issues with early marriage. Legal work rights are only equal in six countries. In most societies, it's believed that men are better equipped in certain jobs. Over 1 billion women don't have legal protection against domestic violence.
Gender equality prevents violence against women and girls. It values that women and men are equally.
And that's how the Sustainable Development Goals helps women be more seen and have more of a say in important issues such as climate change.
Now do you know what SDG means?
Yes, I do.
Introduction. Responsibilities in education and training. EU and member need to invest targets equal rights to economy and promote empowerment of women.
What are the basic women rights? Rights to live free from violence, slavery and discrimination, to be educated and to own property.
Ensure full participation in leadership and decision making. Ensure women's full and effective participation and equal opportunities for leadership at all levels of decision making in political, economic and public rights.
Women get lack of fair pay, job security, poor working condition and many more.
This is why COP26 is necessary.
However,
women should be able to live without fear of gender-based violence.
often women are discriminated in the workplace.
Girls' education strengthens economies and reduces inequalities.
We should be allowed to make our own decisions as female adults later in life.
Jacinda Ardern set new norms as government leader when she gave birth, took 6 weeks maternity leave and shared that her partner would be a stay-at-home dad.
Why is this so important? It affects all of us throughout the world. We can already see the changes. It's happening rapidly before our eyes. Natural disasters are destroying our homes. Our natural environment is becoming unlivable for us and our wildlife. It is our fault, and together we as women can reverse it.
Why women? Women are often responsible for producing food, collecting water, and sourcing fuel for heating. With climate change, these tasks are becoming more difficult. Women should speak out and advocate to make a change.
Women who inspire us. Anya Butler,
Ezra Hershey,
Vanessa Naki,
Greta Thunberg,
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez,
Catherine Wilkinson.
How can you make a difference? Climate change isn't going to go away overnight. It's a global effort, and we could do little things like switching off electronics, eating less meat, and most importantly, make your voice heard.
Thank you, Rossall Academy.
Climate change has an impact on sexual harassment. Due to climate change, deforestation is becoming an increasing problem. It is making women travel further to get water and firewood for their families,
leaving them more prone to sexual assault.
This needs to change.
I don't want my future to be getting told that women are supposed to be in the kitchen.
I don't want my future to be that I get less money than men because I have a caring job.
I don't want my future to be stuck at home while everyone's living their life.
I don't want to grow up and have to work harder than other people just because I'm female.
I don't want to grow up to be a woman who is expected to do all the housework.
I don't want to grow up and be expected to be a housewife and take all the responsibility.
I don't want to live in a society where I'm expected to clean up after everyone.
I don't want to grow up and get paid less than I deserve just because
I don't want to grow up and be treated unfairly just because I'm female.
Women are indirectly being affected by climate change.
With a changing climate, this has a big impact on crop growth because of less rainfall.
Less developed countries have a worsened impact because of the drought in the sub-Saharan Africa.
This is causing a mental health crisis as farmers lose income, which leaves them relying on a female partner's income, often causing domestic violence.
World leaders should invest in technology such as drones, which have remote sensing to prevent crop failure. This ensures food security and can lessen the economic and social impact on women across the globe.
Leaders need to act now.
Nowadays, there are plenty of green/eco options, but we can see more female-targeted products, as if it's women's job to save the planet. We need more gender-neutral packaging, as currently women are doing 60% more unpaid work.
In the future, jobs want to transition from being brown jobs to green jobs, but the gender pay gap is larger in green jobs.
Women are overlooked for higher positions and are at lower, less paid jobs.
Misogyny seems to play a role in climate denial. It seems that the environment is not threatened, but masculinity is.
Hashin son na shari ar son fána checking. Mar sin ha mi a cosach an dú an ache bhí seo an basno an car is ron mo lora carbon a horsías. Ach, a bhil seo salche is na bhalte mórach.
A bheith gan lein an beáil mo ceolcha ar san cosach an fána an beáil do tarsan ar más an a go fáscóir
Channe we fáil salche.
Hashin giri barach sola sráis ar náisiú gleisi gdé.
Solas an an átrachan fan bhí bosicin is sta.
Agus átrachan salche san teichtain.
Women have been set aside for centuries. It is time that our voices are heard. Multiple barriers exist preventing women from entering positions of power and common jobs. Vast pay and education gaps exist as women are still expected to assume household jobs. Women are also underpaid, earning 2.5 times less than a man. Discriminating laws must be removed to allow women to be heard.
Hello, and welcome to BHS News Service. Today we have a very serious topic about women's equality and how climate change affects them. This is some of the information we found. 89 out of 130 studies found that women were more affected by mental health impacts affected by climate change than men are. That's all for today.
Income plays a huge part in getting hygiene products, but many women are hesitant to purchase them due to their low income. Some countries also take advantage of women's hygiene products by raising the prices for it, leading women to make themselves a less sanitary and uncomfortable version of it, which can have the risk of infections and toxic shock syndrome. Women need these hygiene products to not only stay clean but also feel more confident in themselves knowing that they have these products to use.
Sexism, what it is and how to tackle it. There are many issues in today's society. One of the biggest ones is sexism, which the majority is aimed at women. This should not be the case.
In a general town, you won't pass many public bathrooms, which is a big issue, especially for women who might experience their period or are pregnant. This should be fixed.
Women stand up. Feminism now. Women should have a seat at the table.
Globally, only 30% of female students study STEM-related subjects. Only 17% of autobiographical Wikipedia articles are dedicated to women.
You could be the next Jane Hart, the woman who discovered the coronavirus.
Or you could be the next Eunice Foote, the first person to link carbon dioxide to global warming.
Women deserve equality in STEM.
Everyone